All right, so if you tell everybody your name and who you are in this world.
Hello, my name is Johnny Ray Davis Jr. I also go by You Can't Draw Johnny. Who am I in this world? Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry.
I'm a
Okay.
creative director. Anything that I think I create.
So, what type of stuff do you like to create? What are your mediums?
I like to create things that goes on along pop culture, trending topics, and also things that have depths and layers in it, like movies with a message, like Spike Lee and Jordan Peele and all that.
Hmm.
Yes.
And like, do you? So your name or one of your names you go by is you can't animate, right?
You Can't Animate is a collective of two people,
Okay.
Johnny and Zap Animes. You Can't Draw is Zap Anime, so it's You Can't Animate
Okay.
together.
So can you tell them a little bit about what that even is or what that means and like how
You
that looks for you?
You Can't Animate stem from literally I watched a guy we was doing something creative and I'm like, hey man, we can work better together. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a creative skill, let's put it together. Because two people can get something done faster, you know, it can elevate. But in the midst of that, it was just creating little skits by being immature and humorous and sarcastic and dry humor and petty all in one. You know what I'm saying? And just putting the energy out there, making people laugh, making ourselves laugh, because we don't take nothing too serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because life can be a joke sometimes.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark, ain't
It
it?
would, right?
Like,
Straight
not
up.
life is not like a joke in the way of like, oh, life is over. I mean, like in the sense of you got to make light out of a lot of dark situations, and I think we done that very well.
Yeah. Can you tell us like one of your favorite skits that you've done? And for the people that don't know, like these are animated kind of what do you call it? I don't want to call it an episode.
I call them either short films or short bits.
Okay.
So like one of my favorite ones was there was an animated version of me called Scribble Johnny, and some of us all know that I went through some real life shit that traveled all over the internet and everything, unnecessary. And so I like to be sarcastic about it. So when people think it's over, I'm gonna make fun of it, no matter who you are.
I don't
but
know.
but but the funny part about it is like it was good for that time because my marketing strategy was nobody thinks I'm going to talk about this dark time, but I am, and I'm gonna bring light to it. So now everybody's paying attention to all these views and this engagement because I took something people didn't know about and I brought light to it. And the whole time I'm thinking that this looks good, the animation, the styles, everything looks good, so they're drawn to it. So that's how I be thinking.
And so, have you always drawn? Like, when did you get into drawing?
You know, I've been drawing since like the age of 5 because I was crazy. Like
What type of stuff was you drawing
I
at
was drawing.
five?
No, it wasn't the type. I was drawing on the back of books and shit. Like I shouldn't. I'm supposed to be reading. I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like dibbling and dabbling, dumb shit. Like was not dumb. It was just a kid. Like wanted to create. And so every stage of life in which I was growing, I was meeting somebody that was a creative, and it just kept me going. So when everybody wanted to go do this, I'm like, ah man, I see something. Oh man, that's cool. I want to close an eye. So it's always experiment with something
Yeah.
and failing at it, and then keep going to something new until something had adjusted.
Did you take like art class when you were in school? Like,
I
do you
took
take
art
art
class and
class?
I failed it. I
Really?
tell people that people be because you know what, high school was full of shit. Because can I curse on here?
Yeah, it's fine.
Great.
It's fine. It's fine.
High school was full of shit because I took like a cartoon drawing class, thinking that shit gonna lead me somewhere, and it was like we shading spears and all that, which is nothing wrong with it, but that ain't what I signed up for. So I'm in here and she teaching me how to do 3 dimensional. I'm like, this is boring. So I'm literally doing what I want in art class and I failed it. And everybody was like, how you fail art? I was like, because I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
My art teacher hated me.
I'm finna say, as an art teacher, of course I was gonna ask, because for my class, it's like, only way you can fail is if you don't do the work.
I didn't do the work.
You
I was
know,
freestyling and drawing.
but I can understand, like, I could see kids or, like, understand just that desire. You knew what you wanted. You was learning something that had nothing to do with what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So then what was that process like of being, a high schooler, maybe middle schooler? Like, when did you get the vision for, to know that you wanted to do, cartoon style things and, like,
Man, the vision came when. So here's my thing. Like, I was always the top drawer. When somebody have a project in class and somebody had to draw them, like Johnny, Johnny. So I'm always getting selected in that. That fed my ego, I guess. And so I always wanted to draw. Like I said, back in the day, I was painting on T-shirts. I was always when I did some more art, it always leveled up and it always got recognized in that moment in time. So I figured I'm doing something good. And then that time period of what I was doing would die out. So I transitioned to something different. Because I'm like, what I look like in 2024 painting t-shirts. Nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? To anybody that's painting t-shirts, keep doing your thing. But like me, I'm like, yeah, man, buy this tee. And paint it. Nah, that was back in the day in Metropolis and stuff. When I was clubbing. But it's just, I followed the vision because art was always a part of my creative expression. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I remember I used to draw in my drawing pad when I was frustrated in a relationship or something. I'm drawing the scene. I'm like, this bitch is evil, putting horns on it and all that. I'm like, man, imagine doing this in 23, 24. Yo, well, I got one even better. I had a joke with my ex-girlfriend when we was dating. That's why I started doing digital. So I'm still this nigga off doing art on how he wants to. And so she'd be like, I said, imagine her homegirl calling, girl, what Johnny doing? Oh, he drawing what a plan, because they didn't understand the vision. You know what I mean? Because yeah, so it was like that was my hobby. That was my hobby. I always would go to art stuff and everything like that because that was my creative hobby, and I just wanted to learn how so I can grow in that world because there's creators out here that has grown in that world. I'm like, shit, I think I can do it one day too.
If they can do it, I can do it.
I can do it also.
So then, off camera, we were talking about your new job and just how much you love it, right? Like, how did you find the balance of I'm an artist and this is who I am and the life I want to live, but I also gotta live, so I gotta get a job. Like,
yeah, see, and here's my thing was I was never like the one to steer away from a job. I remember when I was at the hype of everything. I was looking for a job because I was self-employed at that time. Like, hey, this is cool. I want this shit to last forever. Who's hiring? Like, people don't know that behind the scenes. I was like, man, is your job hiring, nigga? Because I'm good right now, but I want to work. Like, before the pandemic come and ruin everything.
And then the
Pandemic said, nigga, start over, nigga. See if you can figure this shit out again, nigga. Let's see if you got it in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know what I appreciate about that? It builds so much character. It builds so much strength and character because I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to be ready for the next one. You know what I mean? And this is outside, away from the art. Because if we didn't go through that situation or that time and space, we wouldn't know how to adjust to if we survive through it. You know what I mean? So I look at stuff like that like, okay, I'm doing great here, but let me be great in other areas in life to make it balanced. Let me be prepared. Like I'm prepared with the creative aspect. Let's be prepared for catastrophic event, zombie apocalypse, and anything else that's coming to throw us off our tier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then with that, type of thinking where you're kind of thinking about multiple areas, like where would you say, because before, we started recording, you were just telling me how you're really a new version of yourself right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like
I'm the best version. I feel like I'm getting better, but I feel like I'm a new person.
Solid, right?
Yes.
So can you tell me the difference between the balance then versus the balance now?
The balance then was everything was happening at once so fast. And I was learning as I was going. A lot of things that I accomplished, I was learning at that moment. I never knew I would go into those ventures. So I'm facing it. I'm facing the opportunity in a fast moment. And then I'm dealing with oppositional things that's going on around me. So it's like, it's trying to find balance. Now that those ops are clear, you know what I'm saying? I have a new breathing space, a new clear mind. And one of the most important things I did is I decompressed and I took a break because life situations happen. And I wanted to reground and rediscover myself because I feel like every period, every once in a while, you gotta rebuild yourself and sharpen, learn from what you learned from your past experiences. So yeah.
When you said oppositional forces before, like are these people? Are these
hating ass niggas?
Hating
ass. Like yeah. No, it's like and it goes. It's deep because it's like it be the ones, man. Man.
Can you tell me about that though?
I can tell you what you want to know, man.
Like what? How did that affect you? What did that look like? Like, and you saying who are those people? Like, tell me about what it's like to have a come up and have to eliminate the people around you.
It hurts. First off, it hurts because it's like, damn, thought you was a real nigga, man. Thought you was a real brother. However, and it hurts because these situations you're not gonna see how people act until you go through it. Like as a group of people, and that one person God's trying to bring you to the next level. And I read this in a book. I think it was a 10x rule or something like that. I forgot. I don't want to misquote. But it was saying when you're doing life changing things and experiences, it's not going to affect you. It's going to affect the people around you. Either they're going to be inspired, or they're going to deal with their self issues and start projecting, or like, damn, I got to feel like I keep up, because when people are exalting you and somebody been knowing you back when you wasn't shit, or wait before you build yourself to this, it's hard for them to look at you like, okay, you're going to what you're supposed to be.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then, like I say, the strangers, when strangers are supporting you, people are putting you on. Those are the people that God or the universe wants you to be aligned with. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I gotta pull you up, because I've been working on this craft since a child.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't always come in digital. It didn't always come in film. It didn't always come in animation. It started from drawing in a black book, just ideas. So that taught me you can't draw stems bigger than just the name and brand. It's like you can't draw your idea. You can take it and expand it to any type of business idea, or just anything that you can plan. You know what I'm saying? So with all my experiences, every situation, I took it and I used my creatives, and it just kept opening more rooms and worlds as I tackled it in that type of way.
When you were getting all this fast paced, I guess, opportunity and attention, like, what kind of mindset did you have? Did you say, oh, I'm going into all of these opportunities? Did you say, was it, oh, I'm not really trying to fuck with that, so let me stay focused on this opportunity? Were you afraid? Were you excited? Like, what was that like?
Discernment, really kicks in stronger now, because back then, it was like it was driven off of ego. A portion of it was, because like I'm talking about every couple of months I'm getting proud, next level. But see, it was an interview with Beyonce, talked about how parents trained her how to practice failure. Destiny Child, how to practice failure, because you going all the way up here, and then when you come down hard, it's like, how can you handle that? You feel me? So to answer your question, it was all types of emotions. It was happiness. It was like, I did it. Oh shit, I did it. It was sadness. Um, it was loneliness, and I was like, damn, I think I'm going crazy. Am I crazy? Because you know what I mean. You start self doubting yourself in different forms. Like, is this the right thing to do? I remember at one point I went through so much that I was like, I wish I wouldn't have created this.
Wow.
Like, for real. Like, I didn't want the attention, and everybody was like, man, you built this from this. I built this in 2015 before it got its traction that it did. So I was already brainstorming, but when there was so much going on, I was like, damn, I don't want to do this no more.
What was like some of those things that made you feel like you didn't want to do it no more?
Just the negative energy, betrayal, and I started turning myself into the versions of people that was being ops. I was like, okay, bet. I'll match this energy. And I'm like, damn, if I got this much power, let me do it for something positive, because I feel like sometimes you gotta let boys know, but then sometimes it's you have peace when you walk away from something. And so I've learned I'm doing more of the second part. You know what I mean? Still keep your eyes for the snakes or anything like that, but then less is more. Less is more. So a lot of more groundness and more peace. Cause peace of mind, like I said, if you can have everything in the world, but you don't have your peace of mind, you ain't got shit. And how many people, celebrities that we see have it all, and then they leave this earth because they couldn't want to be here. And Robin Williams is one of them. Like, that I use as an example, because I'm like, man, this man was funny. He was a great actor, but he was going through something so dark that we didn't know, and he's no longer here. And so I told myself, I said, before I go out like that, I'll ground myself. I'll starve myself from whatever I don't care what's going on, to make sure I'm right. I ain't stepping out till I'm right. I ain't doing it until I'm right, until everything is right. So like, when it comes to like people and celebrities and all that, it's just being wise about the situation. What's the outcome of this? Because this is what people will do. They'll give you a platform or something to feed your dopamine. Oh, everybody's looking at me. The lights are shining and all that. Did you get paid? You know what I mean? Did you get compensated well? Did you get to use well for your time, or were you a pawn for a situation? So it's all about how You gotta look at it for it to be beneficial for you, and that's how I operate.
And so going to back to the word of discernment and like how you operate and navigate like what you will engage and what you don't, like what are some of your like core principles or core values that you look for in an opportunity to make it make sense for you to like really do it? You know, even if, and I think money is an automatic. So like if the money is there type shit.
But certain things, it ain't gotta be about money, especially when you starting to get money. You know what I mean? It's like your money's no good here. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't all about. It ain't all about money. It's like, what's the character of the person? I was talking to my friend the other day. I told her, I'm like, do we have good credit with one another? Not like credit, like, you know what I'm saying, swiping a card, but your character, your energy. Can I trust you? Can you trust me? It's only select people we can do that with. So I'm like, if your character is off and all that, I know business is business, but sometimes all business is not good business. You know what I mean? Because what that person got going on detached to you, it can bring you problems. So I look at all that. Yeah. Just as much as I want anybody to look at that for me. Like, this nigga got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna over here get our books done. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's cool because it's life and it's all part of the process of growing.
Yeah. What have you ever dealt with, like working with somebody that did not have good character, and what was that like? Because I'm sure we. I've hit a nerve. Woo.
It's like, when I experience different things from people that went through different emotions, because I've been in this, I was drawing since age of 5, but in the industry, so to say, been around people, the nightlife and all that for 10 years. So when I see a different emotion from somebody, I'm like, I acted like that once. This now, being in a different space, you can have the maturity to understand what that person going through, let them work through it, or you can discontinue it. But I'm like, and I ask myself, did they discontinue me when I act like that?
Can you give me an example? Like, what's the behavior?
Man, back in 2000, I sound old. Oh God. Back when I was clubbing back in the day, back when I was doing t-shirts, shouts out to Joke the Smoke in 979. I was painting t-shirts and I was at the club and I went to the car show. Got to the car show for free. That's when it was real big. And I remember going back to the club that night, hearing your name on the microphone and on the radio, it just does something to your little ego when you're 20-something years old. And he calls me on stage, give free shirts. I went by the artist, right? Not Johnny, you can't try. I went by the artist. My boy, the artist, F the other t-shirt painting dudes, this is him. And I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Like, in the hood, right? Like, yeah, I'm him. Everybody running on stage and blah, blah. And so, months later, we go to the car show. Mind you, it's paid professional and performances going on up there. I'm like, Joke, what's up? I need you to get me on that stage. And I'm being serious. Like, I was back to him and nice him to stop the show. We want to introduce this young creative painter in the city of the age. And I'm like, get me on the stage. Oh, I'm going to try. Man, I want to get on the stage. With my mind, I was like, I deserve to be on there. Whether it was with my artistic skills or whatever, I was like, I'm here, but I know I can do better there. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you carry your energy and your character when thriving. Because you could be a dick, or you could be just a decent person. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, did I answer your question?
I don't know. I think I asked, have you ever dealt with somebody?
Oh!
So I think you kind of gave me the kind version of like how you can learn from.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can learn. Okay. Yes, I have. Yes, because you ever had somebody tell you, oh, you could did this better, but they ain't never did what you did a day in your life? Like, oh.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, they're critiquing. If you would have changed that color, it could have. But you ain't did shit. You ain't painted. You ain't never, you know what I'm saying? You ain't never went to an art show or nothing. You know? And yeah, it's like, nah, shut up. If you ain't never did it, then, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to, it's hard to decipher if they genuinely critiquing to help you grow, or is you hating, or is you projecting. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I went through all that. Yeah. I went through all that.
Have you ever had like close friends turn out to like not be, I don't want to like use the word hater again, but like, have you ever had had some close friends who really actually didn't fuck with you.
Yes.
How did...
No, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that? How did that show up? Like
I dissed them niggas.
What did they do?
Man, them boys. So yeah. Was it the story of the beat? Nah, I ain't gonna use the example. I ain't gonna use that one. Let's just say the ladies liked me. You know what I'm saying? I was you have a circle of partners, and one of them be the main one everybody fuck with. And I'm like, man, forget y'all. You know what I'm saying? No facial hair, soft voice, and all that. And then like when it's time to get you getting chosen, and with the other homies ain't getting chosen, and they feel some type of way. It be small stuff, like when boys play opposite to where you ain't got to. We get all win if you keep it player, and they didn't keep it player because I guess insecurities or they'll tell you they're trying to keep you humble. No, don't keep me humble, man. Match my energy. You know what I'm saying? Match my energy. Let's get on your shit so we can get on our shit together so we can thrive and win. So I think, but what I know is when you start going to different levels and like I said, and the people around you don't match it, they'll try to hinder you and bring you down. I remember one night we filmed with Donnie in Houston, and there was a scene that closed the scene, and the guy that was editing during the time, I was like, hey, I need the scene. Oh, I lost it. I'm like, how you lose it? It really just messed up the ending. It didn't make sense. So we had to improvise. And it was little stuff like that. And I'm like, man, ain't no way in hell you recorded something on your device and now you can't find that scene no more. Or I'm instructing you to work on something and you trying to do it how you want to. And I'm like, no, that's not how I want it done. You asked me and I'm telling you, well, it'll look good like this. And I'm like, all right, I see. I'm going to have to get rid of your ass real soon. And because it's new emotions people are going through. You know what I'm saying? People are going through, and it's like the tables are turning. It's like you was winning this season, and now I'm winning this season. But the difference between me and you, I didn't hate on you. I don't hate. I be like, damn, what can I do to put myself in that position and go hard for myself? But self-awareness, you got to have a mindset to think like that. So.
What type of people would you say you surround yourself with now?
Man. And this is outside of art. Electricians, plumbers, business owners, wise grown adults, because they have seasoned life experience. And now that I'm willing to listen, I'm taking that and I'm applying it to myself now. Okay. You know what I'm saying? What else? Just people that make boss moves, that are booking events, that are making transactional moves that are going to the next level. Because I can learn something from them and apply it to how I think. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to be surrounded by. And I feel like you got to make balance for certain groups of people and make a certain amount of time that you spend with them. I'm not going to be around the bosses and entrepreneurs 24 hours, 24/7. Everything needs a balance. But if I go around people I need to laugh with, I need to laugh and have fun, but I'm not going to make it my primary because there's too much laughing and fun going on. We need to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? So like growing up, it was always mixed up. Like I said, we always had the ingredients. We just never had the formula. You know what I'm saying? Everything was there. It's just all about structuring and putting it together. So.
What would you say one of the like most impactful lessons, that you received from like this new caliber of people that you're surrounding yourself with?
Keep it player.
What does that mean?
Keep it player means like in the form sense of handling everything with no pressure. Don't fold. Life is going to happen. It's all about how you handle it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody do you dirty, keep it player. Like just cut them out, let them loose. You ain't got to match the energy. If somebody put their hands on you, put your hands on them back. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you move. You know what I'm saying? What you pour into. Is it worth it? Think about it. Like, don't sweat. When something happens, don't sweat it. Just keep it player. Like, it's gonna work out. Work out how it should.
Honestly, this leads me to want to have like a conversation off camera.
That's cool.
And
yeah.
So we about to wrap.
You my dog. Yeah, I got you.
But can you tell? Is there like any last thing that you would want to say to somebody that may be watching right now?
Man, if you're going through something, it's temporary. That moment is temporary. Keep going because I've been blessed and the universe and God showed me, oh, okay, you ain't acting right, then we gonna see how you act now. And I bounce back to it and it makes you better. So if you're going through something that's temporary and keep going, keep pushing. Whether it's in something that you love or not. But at the end of the day, no, that was too deep. Just keep it, player. Just keep it, player. It's gonna be all right. Just keep going. Just keep going. You're not the only person that's going through it. The only difference is that how bad you want it. You know what I'm saying? How bad you want it, how much you want to thrive and grow. And that's it. And that's gonna be able to determine who you are from everybody else at the end of the day. I mean, you can't draw Johnny. I mean, you can't draw. You can't draw Johnny. You can't animate. She works with magic, scribble Johnny out. Everything coming, new season, everything. It's only up. Peace.
Peace.